Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Ixion. Now, in the last episode, we were busy going through all of these areas, picking up the various pieces from the etymology. So there's still a fair bit of stuff for us to collect over here. But I think the first thing I want to do now is go ahead and move the tycoon so that we can finish off some of the missions here at the destroyed command center. I believe the industrial zone wreckage should do its own thing quite easily. Now there are again the floating corpses issue that we're having, which is fine. Kind of understood that. Demotic quarters, yeah, people are super happy in the tycoon at the moment. Now we should have enough power to move the tycoon, and we have got a fair bit of hull integrity to do so as well. So if we wanted to move the tycoon back over here, that's 1.6 cycles. I'm quite comfortable for us to do so. So let's head it on over there. Move it away. I don't think that stops the research work that's underway by the melon. I think the melon can still continue its work, but at the destroyed command center, we needed to have a little bit of action here. We needed the tycoon nearby to power the efforts, so that's okay. So let's get the tycoon back here, and we'll see how we do that. We do need to pick up all of these cryopods and things like that also, but we'll get around to it. Hull integrity is dropping while we're moving, but it's not that bad.
Entering debris field.
Yeah, vulnerable meteorological area. That's okay. Pop it back out. We should get there soon. The Ripley is hanging out over here. The technology nuclear power plant has been unlocked, which is awesome. I'm glad to see that. We didn't even get close to using all of our battery power, and I believe we have now arrived. Excellent. So now, while we're here, let's quickly pop in here. Investigate further into the Piranesi's attack. Okay, so let's hit that. There was a few other things that we did here, but let's quickly finalize that one. If we pop in here, are we seeing... Yeah, we're again seeing floating corpses, but that's about a 5-cycle issue until we see any major other work. And then from there, we'll move to the reactor wreckage. There's a lot of things, or we can move. Yeah, there's still plenty of stuff for us to do. Hopefully the melon is going to be done shortly, and then we can move along to maybe a reactor wreckage, and then maybe to the planet. Maybe we should go to the planets first.
Ship team has completed the task.
The team followed the trail of yellow particles through the vacuum to another section of Etamananki wreckage. It appears to have been at least partially spared from the destruction we have seen elsewhere. The particles come from the crushed and damaged flowers of yellow squash. A bed of these frozen plants surrounded a large bronze sculpture, a depiction of Earth crowned with laurels. Many messages have been left near the sculpture, railing against the perceived enemies of humanity, Dolos and the Astangites. A plaque at its base reads, "Against the cynicism that kills hope, against the madness which precipitates hell, to perpetuate the genius of humanity and the memory of our life on Earth." There is a compartment beneath the plaque in which a sealed time capsule was found. It seems possible it could be opened. Ooh, open it. Let's open it. See what that's all about. We'll have to move out of this area. So if we're coming in this general direction, shall we send out a probe up here so there's a little bit more for us to mine? Silicone. Ice, silicone. Carbon. I am intrigued about all of these weather items here and whether we can maybe, actually we'll see if we can research a little something. What I'll do is I'll go for that one. We'll get the hydrogen going. Okay, so research has been done. Let's pop in here and see if there's any research on maybe the probe launcher. Lens team, probe construction speed, EKP, probe moves faster, scouting radius, ooh, probe polymer cost, improved wiring, division of task, pre-assembled components. Probe construction speed is 100% lens. So what do we need for this? Polymer refinery upgrade is required. So if we have a look at this, Stanford workshop upgrade is required. Maybe we should just start doing these things, to be honest. We've got a little bit of research left to go. The nuclear plant is interesting. The train station is something that I think would be useful for us. But I think let's go ahead and get that done so we can start moving through these things a little bit more. Is there anything here? Improved wiring, eco probe, advanced sensors. That's even further. We can't seem to manage the weather component of it much better. Let's pause it while we quickly have a look. Improve the improvised repairs. Cargo ships are more likely to endure dangerous weather conditions. That's something that's of use, I think. Over here. That is quite a useful one as well. We would like to see more science if we can. Let's go for that one first so we can pick up a little bit more science all the time. That's good. So what's happening over here? We did, in fact, now have this guy ready to go. So transform 1 hydrogen into 10 power per cycle. So if we constantly collect the hydrogen, we can get a fair bit of power. Transform 1 hydrogen into 10 power per cycle. I'm worried we're going to get a little bit too... That's going to cost us power as well. Lots of workers, which we will have. But then the question is that if we run out of hydrogen, how do we switch this thing back on again? It might be a bit of an issue. We might have to just go about popping out another round of stuff outside here. So let's quickly have a look at that first. Let's we'll grab this one, 75 polymers. Set 1 we've done. So let's grab that one. That should be good. Give us a fair bit more to go on. So let's start work on that. That's okay. And the other thing I wanted to do was open up this area. So let's override here and start the unlock. There's a bit of alloys for us to collect, so that's okay. We can quite comfortably get our ships to go and collect the alloys, especially these.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Yeah, so the engineers can go and collect the alloys for us. Science ship team completed a task. Over here. Ooh, what is this? Okay, inside the capsule were toys and other everyday items. Several objects were of unknown purpose. There was a packet of newspaper clippings that revealed some of what happened after the tycoon first entered self-similar space. There was a total collapse of Earth's ecosystems, accelerated by the moon's destruction. In response, the United Nations installed a totalitarian government of planetary surveillance to protect the population from eco-terrorists and the continuous wave of pandemics. They prioritized corporate practices that supported the environment and its preservation. Okay, good. Individual responsibility seems to have become paramount. Numerous legal ramifications were implemented to counter any further acceleration of ecosystem destruction. In this time of crisis and guided by the government, society seems to have turned on politicians, extremists, immigrants, and conspiracy theorists. One after the other, they portrayed them as possible scapegoats, holding them responsible for 250 years of industrialization, market disruption, superficial societal practice, moral decay, and hyper-consumerism. The etymology was to be the great ark, the global project that would save humanity. Only those deemed well-behaved in the eyes of the government would be allowed to on board. The Astongites, fanatics of mysticism, and proponents of genetic manipulations were left behind on Earth with the deviants and dissidents. Oof. So more science for us, and then self-cleaning lubricants upgrade unlocked for waste treatment center, which is okay. So there we go. That is the end of that. So now the Ripley has done its job and we can move it along. Oh, no. The Ripley is still underway. So, okay. It's the melon that's finished off over there. So we'll move the melon probably all the way out there. And we'll move the Ripley and the tycoon over here. So let's quickly see that get done.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, as the Itamananki paused in the CRUC system, it was surprised and attacked by the Piranesi. Reports indicate colossal casualties. The UN crew was able to find a flaw in the Piranesi's defense system and managed to mount a boarding assault. The Piranesi responded by firing its main weapon before fleeing the system. The last survivors of the attack who could not enter cryonic pods either died from the cold or slowly asphyxiated in the days that followed. Ooh. Okay, so let's leave the ruins. Okay, now let's pause it there for a second. Oh, hang on. There's an incoming transmission. Let's quickly look at that.
Administrator, we have found the Piranesi signature stored in the Etamanenki's destroyed command center. It is a ship unlike any other in our records. A formidable opponent, now in possession of the Remus coordinates. The eventual failure of the Tycoon's hull is inevitable. We have no other choice but to confront the Piranesi. Before we leave the system, we must find a way to develop an effective countermeasure strategy.
Interesting. The Ark of Humanity technology, the Piranesi, has been unlocked. Prepare for the Piranesi. Okay, variable plan. Okay, there's plenty of stuff for us to do. Let's close the transmission. We've paused it now for a second there. Awaken 2000. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. Okay, hang on. I wanted to pop in here quickly and have a look. So we need to move along. Our batteries are not yet fully charged. Okay, so that's one of the issues that we have. If we wanted to move the Tycoon over here, that's 2 cycles. 2 cycles shouldn't be the end of the world as long as we can get our batteries charged up a little quicker here. And I do wonder if it is something we can switch off. So for instance, we could maybe switch off a few of these things. So much of this. Oh, that we have a few chronic pods over there also. But yeah, I do wonder if we can switch off a few things and maybe get these things moving a little quicker. These things are being delivered at the moment, so we're still just waiting on a few more alloys, which is available over here. And then they'll open that one up.
Lost due to space weather.
What? How about what? Where did? No, hang on. The probe was heading off. This. Oh crap! Oh crap! This is a bit of an issue. We're going to lose these ships as well. Can I? I did not see. This is the stuff. Okay, let's move all of these guys. All of you, please head on back to. Can we get them all to come back here, please? Would they all come back? Yeah, they'll all come back straight away. The probe was kind of cut off there. I'm just waiting a little bit longer for that. The Ripley can start moving in this direction. That's still collecting over there. Get back to the Tycoon and then we'll move. We'll see about what we can do. Actually, can we just get the Vesuvio to go back out and just continue mining a little bit more there while there's still a bit of room there? What's going on with our batteries? So we need a little bit more time on that one, and then we'll move. But let's get all of these vehicles over here. I'm kind of wondering whether this thing is going to start moving through the destroyed docking bay. There's plenty of other stuff for us to be coming to do here. But it is of interest that this thing is moving. And my question is, is it gonna kind of stay there, or what is the issue here? We managed to collect a fair bit, but there's still a lot in there.
The ship has arrived at its destination.
That's fine. Collect the science initially there. That science is being collected over that side. We'll get that done. Done. So that's been retrieved. Now get the melon, and we'll move the melon over there and see whether we can do that. And then back into the Tycoon for a moment. How is our power? 1.8 batteries over here. So if I go about, hull integrity is reasonable. This switched on. If I go about quickly stopping some of this, and maybe switching off even a little bit more stuff, maybe this one. What else can I switch off over here? Well, that one, for instance, we can certainly do. Can't do that. That gives us 2, right? So we've got 2, 2, 2. Okay, that's fine. So let's pop that out. Actually, we'll switch off another one. We don't even need this one right now. We'll switch that one off. We certainly don't need this. Let's switch that one off. That gives us a little bit more here. Let's try and get a little bit more going there. 2.1. Get that probe switched off. That should be good for the time being. Excellent. Let's pop out and move the Tycoon over here to the reactor wreckage. Okay, move it away from the disabled command center and all of those corpses. I'm hoping that means we're all good. So let's speed through this a little bit. These are going to drop fairly quickly, I think, but we'll get there. We're actually still fixing the hull, even though we are moving, which is good. Technology unlock, advanced analytics has been unlocked. That's good. Ripley has retrieved all the signs from the reactor's wreckage. We can go and have a look at this. Our sensors have located a section of the Etamananki drifting in space. First reports indicate that this wreckage was once the ship's engine room and reactors. Transmission from the crew of the Ripley. We have arrived at the site. Only 2 of the Etamananki's massive reactors remain. Initial reconnaissance revealed 3 places of interest: the thrusters, the engine room, and the engine supervision area. Thrusters, engine room, and the engine supervision area. Learn about the superstructure's final moments. Learn about how the Etamananki operated. Learn about the mobility of this immense ship. Let's just start from the top on this one. See whether that's giving us anything. I would like to find out how that ship moved along. We do need to now maybe have a look to see if there is anything.
Caution. Entering debris field.
Okay. So if I pop in here, what does that say? Still just the same thing? Oh, this is okay. Okay, so we should be arriving here now. Nothing run out of power? No. Okay, hang on. Okay, so just make sure that the Vesuvio it's there, goes back, and what I'll do is I'll get the Diogenes and the Nesmid to quickly go and pick up the ice over here. That still needs to be mined, so that's okay. So they can go and run that. Okay, that's fine. Now, let's pop in here and say, so again, at the moment there seems to be no problems, but it's still apparently in a corpse field that we're kind of running around. If we pop back in here, just make sure we switch on some of the things that we may have switched off and will need. Maybe the probe launcher. Actually, it doesn't actually need to be used. A lot of these stuff that we're not using, let's switch that one on in case we need that to kind of do the work here. We'll go ahead and switch that back on because we are asking those ships to be moving. That's good. And there's a fair bit of ice actually in that facility right there. So that should be all good actually. And have we done this? Turn off the mushroom wall. That's been done. For the time being, let's just have a quick look what's going on here. We have more than enough people around. Sector 1 Yeah, let's switch this off again. Let's go ahead and switch off the cryonic pod removals, because geez, we need to open up that next sector so we can have a little bit more room for people, and we certainly need then more food and things like that. Let's pop out over here. Is this thing actually moving, or what's the situation with this? So what I'm going to try and do, actually, hang on. What I'm going to do is pop, before we get too heavily into things, let's quickly pop in here and go into the technology tree. Now, mining ships, self-welding, like dangerous weather conditions. So I'm going to make a start on that one. And then cargo ship, improvised repair protocols as well. And that'll be the one after this one, so that we can get those ships at least to move through that area. Disruptive study, science generated from exploration is increased by 10%. Dedicated exploration further 15%. These are just faster moving. Anything here with regards to automatic ship repatriation, deep dive, so they may still be lost. But anyway, we'll try and get those two ships improved so that they can go back out and mine even in those conditions. Sector 4 has been opened up. Okay. Now, with regard to Sector 4, let's quickly lay out some of our basic roads. We'll pause it while we do that. Just going to do a bit of this. A bit of that. A bit of this. And we'll try and collect as much of these things as we can. We'll do... That gives us all of that. Good. All of that's been picked up. All of this is picked up. And run through there and there. And there and there. Okay, so now all of these should be collected. At the same time, we do need to give ourselves the basic construction pieces that we basically get here for free as a starting point. So we'll get that one in place, and we'll get 2 of these actually. We'll make a start with the 1 at least. So let's get cracking on that. We're getting a bit of research done, and then hopefully that will allow us to move through things a little bit quicker. There's 10 electronics in here, which is not a bad thing. Our polymers have dropped a little bit, so what I'm suggesting we need to do is quickly just have a look. So here we have enough people. We've got some extra power as well, which is good. We do have enough people around, so let's switch this one on. Right, that should be more than enough, so we can still run that. We can probably run the other one too. Yeah, we do need to make sure we keep running polymers, and then we may have to also go about collecting some more carbon as well, and that's okay. We may have to also look at making a few upgrades. For the time being, that's okay. We can certainly go about collecting some of these things as they become available. Oh, we can't actually collect those. That's fine. There's not nowhere to go for those. But anyway, let's just try and clear out this floor as quickly as we can. If we pop back out...
A science ship team has completed a task.
Ripley is at the reactors. Okay, so that's fine. We are collecting more ice. And we can probably go about collecting some stuff over there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch the Vesuvio to go and work on hydrogen, which is all the way out there, and that should be fine. Once our other stuff is better, ice should also be okay for the time being. We can collect carbon over here. Oh yeah, let's do that. So for the time being, I'm just going to say avoid avoid, and avoid over here. We'll avoid that one. We'll avoid this one. So if all of that's okay, then we can probably get our fleets to go back out. So I wouldn't mind getting the deltoid to go and pick up the carbons. And then after that's done, the Vesuvio can start mining back over there again. That's good. All good. You can go and collect there. And that seems to be the only real thing we can do. So go and collect the alloys. So at least we'll get all these ships to go and collect some stuff. Okay, good. That's good. So let's pop in over here. We've done a bit of work. Okay. The Etymenonkis seem capable of achieving two different types of propulsion. The intra-system mode of propulsion has many similarities to Dolos's EKP. Cross-referencing mission data reveals a number of matches to encounter near Saturn. What? To the encounter near Saturn. Okay. During the Tycoon's initial test phase, their inter-system propulsion covers many of the basic operations of the Vol engine. Our team has noted the remains of numerous accreditation areas. Access to and knowledge of the propulsion mode seem to have been strictly regulated. Two reactors were damaged at the same time as the larger superstructure, and our analysis has revealed traces of gluon particles. Okay, well, let's go ahead and inspect the engine room then. And we'll pop in over here and see what's going on. Ooh, here we go. Now, it seems like we need more people. So, P42 is eligible for colonization testing. Data collection will help shape future Dolos initiatives. We have landed on P42. The planet is bathed in toxic yellow haze, which severely reduces visibility. First measurements have recorded trace amounts of oxygen in the planet's atmosphere. We have also noted the presence of a few species of bacteria on the shores of Mada, one of P42's cyanide oceans. Jeez, it doesn't sound great. So what we can do is we can send 60 people over with 60 food and 45 alloys and establish a basic Tiqqun colony infrastructure for life of the ecosystem. Okay, basic Tiqqun colony infrastructure prepares potential colonists for a life in new ecosystems. Simple physiological and psychological evaluations are conducted within the local environments, providing useful field data to refine Dolos colonization protocols. Establish advanced Tiqqun colony infrastructure. That takes a little bit more. Prepares potential colonists for life in a new ecosystem, working in tandem with the Tycoon's tech lab. Extensive physiological and psychological evaluations are conducted within the local environments, providing invaluable field data to refine Dolos colonization protocols. We are going to do that. We don't have enough colonists, though. We only have 30. So what we'll do is we'll pop out of there for the time being. We'll go back in here. We'll switch on our colonizer. And we'll quickly start training another few rounds of colonists. We may have to build another one because that's going to take a little bit of time to get there. Have we started clearing things out here enough or not really? We do need to actually, you know what?
Accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Tech lab. Let's quickly get, I'm going to just do that one and this one. So that will kind of work and feed people at the very least, even though they're not housed as of yet. Actually, we may give ourselves a bit of housing here. There's a bit of a starting point. We need 40 people housed. So what we'll do is we'll just house the 40 of them over there. We'll have to move all of this as we find ourselves space. But trying to put it in here is probably a little bit better. It's going to give us a little bit more space. Now, what I'll do is I'll quickly make sure that we continuously move about 25 food into Sector 4. Right, Sector 4 should be able to do 25 food at the very least. Yeah, there's plenty of other areas that does have food available. So 25 food should come in and that should be in handy. We had a Sector 1 incident. Let's just quickly go and have a look at that. EVA airlock has been disabled in Sector 3 due to an accident. 8 crew members were injured. Hang on. We still have optimal working conditions, right? So yeah, it's a little interesting that we keep having these little accidents, even though our working conditions are super optimal. Okay, but that's okay. That is fine. We'll just leave it be. If we pop back out here, yeah, we do need the extra people. Hull integrity is dropping at the moment because of what? Because we've opened up an extra one. So that means hull repair cost is pretty high now. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Okay, well, there's lots of stuff for us to deal with. Predominantly in this area over here. So there's a lot of stuff we should be working on, collecting, clearing out, fixing issues with Sector 3. Yeah, anyway, lots of little things. Guys, but I'm going to leave it here. I will see you in the next episode where we will continue to prepare for the Piranesi, the Ark of Humanity, and all kinds of other bits and pieces, and try and keep this the system afloat. Okay, see you next time. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Bye-bye!